Following on daily from Palakelly, the first T20 Harmy, England winning by 11 runs, Duckworth-Lewis, which is, as you can see, we would be outside doing this pod pitch side, but there's more covers on this ground than I've ever seen. Yeah,
it's still persistently raining, and it doesn't look as though it's going to stop anytime soon. I think we got away with what we got in 17 over game, 85 minutes, 90 minutes later than normal. And it was a good game. I mean, Sri Lanka started well, 75 for 1. You're thinking they're going to get a score of around 160, and then Dawson and Rashid really put the squeeze on. And I thought Harry Brook had a decent day with these angles, areas, mid on and mid off. Extra cover, mid wicket, got a couple of catches because they sort of closed the angles down, and Sri Lanka had a real struggle in that middle period, and then a wonderful hat-trick from Sam Curran, just because the pressure that the spin bowlers bowled, and then he managed to pick up. Obviously, the first wicket was a good one, and then because the tail end came in and they were behind the game, they've got to play the big shot. Easy catch for Wellington and a good bowl. So hat-tricks go. Fair play, well done, Sam Curran.
Does this sum up T20 cricket? First 2 overs, 0 for 35. Come back over, he gets a hat-trick.
Absolutely, it does, but who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, you look at the scorebook and you see 3 for whatever it was, 38, off his 3, that's job done for your team. And that hat-trick stopped Sri Lanka getting to 148, 152, which might have been a little bit more of a challenge for England. But all in all, I think England will be happy with the performance. Phil Salt came in, first time in Sri Lanka in the series, got himself some valuable time in the crease, got off to a flying start, and then when the spinners came on and the power play was finished, played some lovely bunts into the gap, ran hard too. I thought it was a good performance by England, and one that will give them huge confidence going into the next game and towards the World Cup.
And it's the first pod we recorded since yesterday. I obviously had to scurry home from the ground last night, Army. We had to quickly eat some rice, eat some noodles, and then the news came out that Jofra Archer's back in the England side. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting one. I mean, I'd like to know what injury he had and the side strain he had, and the amount of and what he's had, because I'm sure he would have been in Barbados for Christmas. That what his recovery's been, because boy, that is some recovery from a side strain. What was it? 20th. He got injured in the 3rd Test match, and that finished on the 20th, I think, of December, and we're still in January. So, I mean, a side strain is 6 to 8 weeks minimum before you start bowling again. Never mind bowling 90-mile-an-hour rockets. So, the injury might have just been a little bit of a smokescreen for the fact that, right, the Ashes are done, there's no point playing Archer, get him out of town, send him home for Christmas, and get him right for the World Cup. I don't mind that, I just wish they'd told us the truth.
I don't know what you could possibly be suggesting here. But also, you've got Jofra, we've got Adil Rashid, Liam Dawson. That's 12 of the 20 overs where you know what you're going to get from those 12. So do England now are forming the ingredients to go deep in World Cups with this bowling attack? Yeah,
I think so. I think possibly one, frontline gun power play bowler short. Curran and Overton are very, very valuable cricketers in this format of the game. But I don't think, we've seen tonight, Curran in the start. I didn't understand the first over. I didn't understand giving it to Sam and not set the tone with Jofra.
An end thing?
But no, I don't think it was an end thing, because you could start that in. I didn't think it was an end thing. That's where if England are short, it would be who opens the bowling. And what we might find is you might have to find in as the World Cup goes on, the pitches get slower, the pitches become more worn. You might see a spin bowler take that 2nd over, 4th over, and then an Overton or a Curran bowl the 6th over, with Archer bowling 2 and one of the other 2 in that. That might be the way for England to go. But I think England, to be contenders, I still think there might be a power play option bowler short, But like you say, Dawson looks good, Rashid looks good. We didn't see Bethell, we didn't see Jacks. So I think all in all, I think England will be happy with the way they bowled. But I think in that power play, in the big games, knockout stage, the power play could be a difference of a 65 to an 85 for one over, and not having that big option to really sort of be polished in that power play.
I don't want to end the pod on a dour note, so I'll leave Jos Buttler to the very end, Harmy. But 8 wins in 9 for this England T20 side now. But again, more off-the-field news. Just as it looks like they're turning a corner this winter, more off-the-field news hits. A report in the Daily Telegraph surrounding Jacob Bethell and Josh Tongue in that night in Wellington that Harry Brook addressed at the start of this tour. He's come out with a statement apologising, saying he wanted to protect his players. That's why he didn't mention them there. And it's just more bad news for this England side off the pitch. And it's not needed heading into such a big tournament like the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, it's not needed. It's definitely not needed. I'm sure Brendan McCullum, Rob Key are sick to sight of that sort of part of the world of Australia, New Zealand, and that part of the trip. I was hoping that it was in the rearview mirror when Harry Brook got 136 off 66 balls. But as it happens, normally the stories are, the wait until, the story is powerful. And Harry Brook getting 133 off 66 balls, there's no more powerful time to come out. I think all I would urge is people to let the dust settle on it. Give it a chance to breathe. Give it a full chance to read the room and where things have gone wrong, and then actions, and decisions are taken around that. Harry Brook said he felt he was lucky to still be England captain. Rob Key hasn't really sort of said a huge amount in this. I commend Harry Brook. The thing I look at this is, if I was a player, I'm protecting Jacob Bethell and Josh Tongue. If I'm one of the men in the trenches, I am doing everything I possibly can for it not to come out for Bethell and for Tongue. That's not a problem. But unfortunately, when you're England captain, you probably need to tell your employers that this has happened, because eventually it will come out, or it will then come back on you. The thing for me, the Harry Brook trying to protect them as a human being and as a teammate, I have got no problem with, and I pat him on the back for that, because that's what you should be doing. But unfortunately, when you're captain and you've already made a statement and you've already apologised and you've already said that you were the only one involved, then I think there's troubling times for Harry coming up. And I think when the dust settles, and I think the most important thing for this is let the whole thing breathe, get to the end of the World Cup, and I think when we've been talked about, because apparently there's already been a little bit of a review about what happened in New Zealand. So the review couldn't have been that good, or they've done brilliantly to keep it under the wraps, because obviously it wasn't just Harry Brook, there was others involved. So I urge them to sort of let the dust settle, get themselves through the World Cup. Harry Brook's going to be captain for the World Cup. Will he be captain for the foreseeable future, or will he be captain for the World Cup after the World Cup? I think a proper review probably needs to be looked at, and that will then probably determine, from a big decision point of view, you've got Stokes, you've got Brook, who's now under pressure, you've got McCullum, you've got Rob Key's position, you've got all these positions that I think will be looked at. And I think, an adult in the room, a cool head, and a man who's going to make some tough decisions, I think needs a little bit of time to let this settle, because all of a sudden, after Harry Brook had made the statement and apologised the first time, you're thinking that's it. To then, this point, where do we go next? If we turn around and say that's it, and something else comes, then they're just going to make them more foolish and more foolish. I think at this moment in time, I understand what Harry's trying to do, but as England captain, I think there might be some choppier waters ahead for him.
And just finally, Harmy, as I said, I don't want to end on a dour note, so let's celebrate Jos Buttler. On Sunday, if he plays, if he's fit to play, he'll become England's all-time leading appearance maker in Test ODIs, T20s combined. Just a word on a tremendous achievement.
It's a brilliant achievement. To wear the England cap once, right? To wear the England cap once, I mean, it's such a proud moment. To be given the England cap for the first time, it's such a proud moment. And I'd always say to anybody, whenever I've been asked to give it, don't be frightened of it, but you have to remember that you earned the right to put it on again and again and again. And you have to be special to keep putting it on, to be one of them 11 best players for England, whatever format, to keep putting it on and keep putting it on. And I think Jos Buttler is proving what a special talent he's been. Yeah, his test numbers might not look as good as his white ball numbers, but I tell you what, I mean, for him to keep coming back and playing the many times that he has done, I mean, that's a special talent, a special person, and one I hope it's celebrated well, and fingers crossed he can get some runs because he's due. Let's be fair, he's due. He didn't look in the greatest touch in the first game. He looked in brilliant touch in the cameo he had in the second game. Sat there and watched for 25 overs with pads on for the third game. And even in this game, we've seen glimpses. So I think there's something special coming from Jos Buttler. It's a great achievement. Congratulations to him, to his family. I'm sure his family is proud, and he should be proud of what he's done because, like I said before, to wear it once, I mean, that's an unbelievable achievement. Hard work, you have to get there. But to wear it more than anybody else, and the great names and the history that this team's had, this country's had, fair play to him. And I really do hope that he has a great day on Sunday.
Over 400 games now for Jos Buttler. He brought up that milestone on this tour. He'll bring up the milestone for the most appearances on Sunday. Harmy, it's 1:45 in the morning. It's still raining here at Pallackelly. Hopefully on Sunday the weather will have stopped by then. And the reminder, we'll be back for live and exclusive ball-by-ball commentary of the second T20 on Sunday afternoon on air at 1 p.m. in the UK ahead of a 1:30 start. Harmy and I will be back for Following On Daily tomorrow. You hear from both Sam Curran and Adil Rashid. But for now, thanks for watching.